the stuff I see on the internet bothers me sometimes. And I'm sure I'm not alone in that. All right, let's see what we're working with today. Here is the remaining snow. I have never been happier to see all of our crusty dead grass before. This should be melted today. There was a huge pile right here. That's why this hasn't melted yet, but everywhere else it's melted. I'm so happy to see it go. Oh my gosh, today is a good day. But look at Miss Looney Bean. Are you at your station? That little tail right here. Are you wondering why I'm going outside without you? Sweetie Bean. She has been stationed here for a solid week. She usually sits over here because the space heater is right here and she is just obsessed. She cannot deal with any level of cold else. She's also very shy right now. I'm so sorry. Hey guys, it is Sunday. Forgive me, I just woke up from a nap right now and I've been looking all over my house for my vlog camera. I have two vlog cameras. This is one of them, but this one is not the one I like. This one was really talked up and hyped up as being like the vlogger camera, like the new standard. This is gonna be the best thing for everyone. And it's just not. I bought it, I bought into the hype and I don't really use it that much, but it is good for some things. So that's why I kept it. But the one that I use more than anything, I can't find it anywhere. And it's the weirdest thing. I've never lost a vlog camera before. Well, I've never lost one in my house. I have lost one out in the world before. That was a heartbreaking experience. It was years and years ago. I did talk about it in the vlog, but I have no idea where it could be in this house. I've been using it through this week and we've just been home. I have not gone anywhere since the last vlog, last Saturday, when we went to look at a new car and went grocery shopping with little Madeline. Like, I don't know what's going on. I feel like I have a lot to tell you guys right now. Let me put you down because my arm is already tired. I really need to figure out how to strengthen these noodles because how am I gonna hold a baby? Real question. How am I gonna hold a baby? I can't even hold up a camera for 10 seconds. Maybe it's just because I woke up from a nap. I have been trying to incorporate a little bit more movement in my days. I've shown on my Instagram story and on here this morning, I got a little clip walking on the treadmill, trying to do that every single morning, first thing, at least 30 minutes. You know, sometimes I go a little slower, sometimes I go a little faster. I try to do like intervals with some incline and you know, it's just walking, you know, it's not anything crazy strenuous. Luna is under the blanket just barking. Okay, it's not anything crazy strenuous. I do work up a little bit of a sweat, but I'm trying to, you know, not become a full couch potato, especially with all of this exhaustion and tiredness every single day. It has not let up one bit. Like I said, I just woke up from a nap. It's only like 3 o'clock right now. There's no reason why I should be so exhausted, but that is just what pregnancy is. You know, you always hear you're super, super tired, like tired unlike any other time in your life during pregnancy. And you just don't know what it truly means until it happens. But I always feel better after a nap. You know, I always feel better after a good night's sleep. So I don't want to complain. It's just something that honestly is surprising, even though it's not a surprise, you know? Anyway, is this a horrible angle? Let's work on it. So can you see? Oh, you can't even see. I've got my cactus and my Valentine's flowers still inside. I don't know if you could see over there. I still got all of my other outside plants up by the front door in the dining room. It has been a crazy week in Texas. If you follow me on Instagram and you watch my story, I talked to you guys about what was going on and reassured you guys that I'm okay, because I got a lot of sweet messages checking in on us because you guys were seeing in the news everything that's been going on here. And I wanted to give a quick update for those of you that don't follow on Instagram and don't keep up with my story. Totally okay. So first of all, obviously we're okay. We did keep power, we kept water, and we stayed home through the entire week. Like I said, haven't really gone anywhere except for we went on a quick drive 2 days ago, and I went out in the car. We were gonna donate some things and I went to Walgreens. And other than that, I've just been at home, and Grant was home solidly for that entire time until we went out on Friday. And then yesterday he went to work and was at work from like 9 a.m. to literally midnight. It was craziness. He was actually on call for the entire last week, but couldn't go in. Luckily, not a lot of people were needing him because everyone is stuck at home basically. There was only one time that he had to seek out someone else to help cover him. And I'm really thankful that that guy was there to help out because we haven't been able to leave. Like, not only did we need to stay home just because it's not safe to get out on the road, but just where we live, where our little street is, the roads were not safe at all. Like, we would take walks every day and just see people sliding down and not able to get away from basically where our house is. It just wasn't safe. And I am so glad that we didn't lose power and didn't have an emergency situation here, because I don't know how we would have left. Like, I think we would have had to like try to call an Uber and like walk to a safe place where they could pick us up, because if they came down to where we are, they wouldn't have been able to get back up. You know what I mean? So that's a scary thing that honestly didn't fully set in until a few days into it. But we were very, very lucky. But so many people weren't. There were literally millions of people suffering without power for days in freezing temperatures, like inside of their house. It was freezing and they had no way to get out, nowhere to go because the roads aren't safe to drive on. And then on top of that, the water was getting shut off because everyone was dripping their faucets, trying to take every precaution so that pipes wouldn't burst. Pipes still burst all over the place. My parents had that going on. So here's what happened with my family. Through the night leading into Monday, and then during the day Monday, both of my sisters' places lost power, and they were able somehow to safely get to my parents' house. Luckily, they both live pretty close to my parents. My little sister literally just moved last weekend, so it's crazy how that worked out, and I'm so glad that they were closer to my parents and they were able to get out, because they waited it out as long as they could, and it got so cold in their house and they had to get out. And I was just like, I was so nervous, and like, you know, you want to tell them to get out, but at the same time, you don't want them to get on the road because of all the accidents that I saw the previous week around our area with like over 100 cars involved and so many fatalities. Like, I feel like I'm gonna cry just like thinking about it because it was so scary. And so terrified of that. You know, the whole problem is not like, wow, Texans are just really chilly right now and we're big babies because we don't normally get these temperatures. It's that, you know, the roads are extremely unsafe and power is going out because there's a lot of issues there. And so basically they have no shelter from the temperatures. And it's just something that a lot of people didn't understand, and it definitely rubbed me the wrong way. So they were at my parents for, I think, a day, maybe a day and a half before my parents had a pipe burst in the garage, and they worked on that. They tried to manage it as best they could. They were taking every precaution and it still happened. You know, I think a lot of people were taking every precaution and still had massive damage to their homes, and they were put in a really, really bad position without help. And my parents had that pipe burst. Luckily, it was kind of in a place that didn't affect them as directly. I mean, it was a disaster and they were working on it and trying to manage it as best they could. And then I think it was later that day or the next day, all the days are blurring together at this point, they had another pipe burst, but it was inside their house, in like the living room or in a wall, in a really weird place that was hard for them to access. That was like between a bedroom and the living room by the fireplace, like in a bookcase. Like, it's crazy. And it was very hard for them to actually locate that spot, and the water was turned off, but the water was still going. It was just craziness, and it's so much chaos and stress. But I'm so grateful for my sisters, their husbands. They were there and they were able to help them. You know, they had to rip out a ton of flooring. They were putting holes in the walls, trying to patch it up, fix it, do as much damage control as possible. But you know, as far as I've seen and as far as I've heard, their house is just a mess right now, and there's a lot of repairs to be made. And it just like breaks my heart that they're going through all of this stress, and it breaks my heart that so many people are experiencing the exact same stuff that they are going through. And so in the midst of all of that, they then lost power. So they have no water, no power. Later on, both of my sisters got power back at their places. So my parents were able to actually go and stay at Mary's for the night. So they had a warm place to sleep and some food to eat and everything. And I'm so grateful for how all of that worked out. It's kind of crazy, you know, when some of them lost power, they were able to go somewhere, and then they flip-flopped, you know, and it was just so crazy. And I felt so sad not being there to be able to help. I mean, obviously, like, what am I gonna do if I am there, you know? But I tried to do everything that I could to help, and I was calling plumbers like crazy because, like I said, everybody's having those same issues. So it was really hard to get in touch with a plumber. Like, sometimes you'd call and it would literally just hang up. You know, their voicemails were full, or they would just tell you like, you know, give me your information and I'll probably get back to you in a week, because they are so overrun with issues trying to get to people. And honestly, like, how are the plumbers even getting to people when the roads are icy, you know? So it was really tough. But the most recent update is that yesterday, one of the plumbers that we called actually did finally get to them, and they have water back, they have power back, everyone's back in business. There is a huge amount of damage, and they're living in a mess right now, which I know is driving them crazy. And it's just been so much stress that they did not need in their lives. And it makes me really sad that they had to go through that. But ultimately, it's a house that can be fixed, and they are okay, and that is so much to be grateful for, because a lot of people are not in that same position. And it just makes me so sad, and I'm just so emotional. So like, thinking about all this stuff just makes me cry. I don't know. It's been a crazy week. I know you've probably heard accounts from so many different people, and it's just, there are a lot of ways to donate and support and volunteer. And I've seen so many helpful resources on Instagram. And, you know, I'll put a link down below from a post that has a ton of different places where you can donate and help and stuff like that. If you're curious, I don't ever want to put pressure on you guys to give or do anything like that, because, you know, ultimately it's up to you. And I don't ever want to make you feel like you have to do something or overextend or anything like that. But also just know, like, if I ever share a donation opportunity or something like that, just know, like, I have also given. You know, my act of service is not just sharing it. It is like, I have given myself, you know what I mean? So that has been crazy, but the snow is finally melted completely. You know, we had like a little bit of snow this morning, still hanging out in the yard, but I'm just so happy to see it go. I'm sorry, I feel like it just like unloaded on you, but I just feel like there are so many people out there that just did not understand how bad it was and how devastating it was for so many people. And honestly, I don't even fully understand, because I didn't experience it myself. But it makes me so angry seeing messages coming in when I'm asking for prayers for my family because they're going through really difficult stuff. And people are saying, wow, I guess all homes aren't built the same. And like, we experience this every year. Like, what's wrong with you guys? And like, just like super insensitive stuff. And I know it's because it's so close to home that it's really rubbing me the wrong way. And also probably like some pregnancy stuff too. I feel like I've definitely lowered my tolerance level by a lot for people just kind of being ignorant and rude to me, like strangers. I mean, like basically DMs. Basically it's DMs in general. I just like, people saying rude and sometimes outright cruel stuff to me. I just am not having it at all. And I just feel like I gotta explain to you guys, if maybe I am the only person that you guys know in Texas. I have gotten messages like that. And I've also, after, you know, expressing how I felt about those messages, have so many people that live in the north and deal with this kind of weather all the time, or live in Canada, you know, they are weather professionals, you know, expressing that they're not like that and they feel for us and they understand the gravity of the situation. And I know most of you guys do, but I cannot help being supremely bothered by those people being so insensitive, literally like responding to my story, talking about really hard times with those kind of comments. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. Like, why are people like that? I've been having a lot of moments like that, even if it's like seeing comments on other people's content. And I'm just like, what is your life that would lead you to comment something like that? You know, do you guys ever have moments like that? Like, is that something that just comes with like being a creator or someone that, you know, puts out content all the time? Like, I'm not sure if it's something that is like relatable to you. Like, do you ever, I mean, you probably do. It's just like I feel sorry for the people in your life that have to deal with you if these are the comments that you make to complete strangers, you know? Like, okay, for example, one of the most recent comments that I saw, someone was doing a post about like some like treatment that she got, some injections, like Botox. And the comment that I saw right under it was like, you need to get another shot or whatever on this side because it looks uneven and da 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 da. And I mean, I know that probably the person making that comment, well, this is me giving her the benefit of the doubt. I would think maybe they're a professional and they're just trying to lend a hand, but it's like, I don't think this person would have posted this picture if they didn't like their face and they weren't happy with their results. Like, why would you say that about somebody's face? And just like, I don't know. I am obviously very bothered in general. And I mean, I'm just being honest. The stuff I see on the internet bothers me sometimes. And I'm sure I'm not alone in that. Anyway, let's move on because I could honestly talk about that forever at this point. But yesterday I finally recorded my newest advice video, my LeighAnnSays video, where you guys write in about your situations, your drama, your friendship issues, your relationship stuff, career stuff, life stuff, like whatever you want to talk about. And I selected so many questions that I wanted to answer. Like, I pour over these emails and I got so many, and there were so many good questions that I wanted to get to. I spent hours on this, like prepping for this video. I take them so seriously, and probably too seriously, but I literally spent over 2 hours recording. I had no idea I had been recording for that long, and I did so many questions. Like, this is gonna be like podcast length content. I hope you're ready for that. People always make comments on those videos saying that I should make a podcast. This is my podcast. Like, welcome to my podcast. It's coming out on Thursday. I answered so many questions. I appreciate it so much that you guys actually trust me enough to send in these emails. And I just want to give it all the respect I possibly can. And I love making those videos. And I didn't even get to all the questions that I really, really wanted to do, which bums me out. But that video will be out on Thursday. And I really planned on getting it out this past Thursday, but with everything being crazy and me just honestly feeling horrible, I don't want to be a broken record telling you guys how crappy I feel in first trimester pregnancy symptoms and stuff like that. You guys know I'm feeling awful. It hasn't stopped. I'll let you guys know when it does stop, but I'm just feeling pretty crappy and just so low energy. And it's not like I can like drink a bunch of coffee and stuff. Like, I do still drink coffee in the morning. I have like a half caffeinated coffee Nespresso pod that I do, and I feel really safe with that. I could probably drink even more than that, but I'm just trying to like play it safe, you know? And you know, sometimes people are like, no, you're totally fine, do like 3 cups of coffee. And then other times they're like, no coffee at all, you know, like crazy about it. So anyway, we gotta get up, we gotta do something. I gotta do something with my life, because otherwise I'm just gonna sit here and ramble for an hour. I've learned what I'm capable of because of recording that video yesterday. And I can't do that to myself editing wise. Okay, I know I said I was gonna do something with my life, but apparently all that meant was having a little guacamole cup and crackers. We don't have any chips, so you know what? Had to make it work. And this combination is not all bad. It's weird, never tried it before, but I'm into it. And I turned on Married at First Sight again. All right, so Grant's home now and he's actually laying down. He's had a really stressful day, so I'm trying to be a little bit quiet. And I'm bringing you into the room that will be the future nursery. Currently, it is kind of like a junk room. I hate it, but we do call it the junk room. Luna loves this room. We've got a couple of baby things. We've got stuff that we've already decluttered. We've been working on this on and off here and there, especially this week. But pretty much everything that is in here currently has to go. You know, I don't think you can have a nursery with a bar cart. And I don't want that bar cart anyway. That's how it landed in this room. I'm just over the whole bar cart thing in general. It's just, I don't want it. I don't want it. I've had that thing forever. I got it from Target. I'm not drinking right now, obviously. Haven't been drinking for a long time. Grant's not drinking. Like, I just don't care. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't think it's cute. This thing right here, if you've been with my channel for a very long time, you've probably seen it in basically every single place that I've lived. I love it. It definitely has a place in my heart because I've had it for so long and my mom got it for me, and it was at an antique shop that was really, really cool in Houston. And I love it, but I feel like our time together has ended. I don't know where I want it to be in this house. And basically, I just think it's time. And I don't really know what I want to do with it yet. I mean, I've thought about selling it on a Facebook Marketplace. I've never done that before. I've heard it's easy. I don't know. Do you guys have any like tips for me to do that? I don't even know how much I should sell it for. It is huge. It can hold so much stuff, and it's just time for it to go because everything in here needs to go. It all needs to find a new home or just get out of here basically, because I want to get baby stuff. You know, I'm moving into the second trimester soon and I'm definitely feeling a lot more confident, a lot more excited to actually make those big purchases. And I don't want to make any big baby purchases until I have somewhere to put the stuff. And this is gonna be the room. You know, honestly, like this is like the smallest room in the house, and it's kind of like out of the way on the main level, which is pretty much why it became what it became. We weren't using it for anything else, and it just became like the perfect spot to store stuff we didn't know where we wanted to put, or put stuff that was going out really soon. So that's why that happened. But since it is on the main level, that's what's most important to me for deciding that I want this to be the nursery. I mean, obviously I'd like to have more room, but I think I can work with this. I think this can be really cute. I wish it had more natural light, but whatever. We're gonna make it work. It's gonna be great. But it can't be great when it's got all of this junk in it. So the thing that I'm gonna work on right now is clearing out the stuff in the thing. We've got cameras, we've got electronics, we've got candles down here, we've got movies and books, I think, in here, towels, and then a bunch of Luna stuff. I know if I get it out of here, get it on the floor at the very least, it will find a home a lot faster than if I just keep putting it off. We worked on this closet through this last week. It was full of coats. They've all found a new home. I asked Grant to go through this bar cart because it was totally full, and he definitely weeded it out and got rid of a lot of stuff that either was old or we just don't want. But like, I'm ready to just like throw all of it away. Not our glasses, because we've got a lot of like cool tiki mugs and stuff like that that we have collected over the years, and you know, really like these are treasures to us. But like the bottles, like I'm over it, you know? I'm not a frat boy. Not anymore, at least. So what I'm gonna do right now is just devote some time to clearing this out while Grant is resting before dinner and everything. And I will definitely feel a whole lot better, like I'm taking a step in the right direction at least, because I'm just so excited to get this room ready for a baby. I feel so lucky that we have another room on the main level. I mean, I know Probably tons of people make it work if they are on the main level and then their baby goes on the second level, but I just feel like this is gonna be a lot less stressful. I don't know. I've never been a parent before, but this is just what seemed to make sense to me. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's do this. Oh my gosh. I found my camera. It was underneath Luna's leash and her sweater that she was wearing the other day. I needed this. So I was just taking a little walk down memory lane, looking at all these mix CDs that I have in this little case. Yeah, this has moved with me for years at this point. And look what I found. All of these movie tickets from, I don't know, 2002, 2003, 2004. Like, look at this. Sin City, Walk the Line, Wicker Park, Legally Blonde, Stepford Wives, Skeleton Key. I don't even know what that is. Princess Diaries? What? No. What? Clearly I hate decluttering. Not good at it. I just want to keep everything, okay? Like, this means something to me. I like movie tickets. It was before the time when you bought everything online and you didn't have an actual physical ticket. Luna, excuse me. I love a physical ticket. Napoleon Dynamite in 2004. Wow, do you remember that year that it came out? People loved Napoleon Dynamite. Oh my God. All right, so my camera just suddenly completely died on me in there, and I decided to take that as a sign that I was done with the cleaning out efforts. I made some progress, but honestly, it looks a whole lot worse in there than it did whenever I went in. It'll happen when it happens. I feel awful right now, or at least like it just hit me right at the moment. I was like, I'm not okay. I definitely waited too long to get started on dinner. I need to eat. And today really probably would be a better like order in kind of night because I'm just feeling so awful. But I already printed out this recipe, so I feel committed and I'm gonna make it happen. It is Mexican spaghetti. Grant is up. Grant actually is the one that made this suggestion for tonight. I have never heard of Mexican spaghetti, but whenever we were trying to get prepared for the power possibly going down, I kept like thinking like, we gotta make something. We have to do something, like we have to have more like prepared food, prepared meat on hand, because a lot of stuff that we had that we could just eat, you know, without cooking it or anything, doesn't have any meat. And I was a little paranoid, of course. And so Grant decided to make like 5 pounds of beef.
Taco meat.
And so we've been eating a lot of tacos, and today I was just like, okay, I have to come up with something for dinner that incorporates that, but not tacos or quesadillas again. Even though I love tacos, I could eat tacos every day. And I was like, can you use taco meat for spaghetti? It seems wrong. And he was like, yeah, that's totally a thing. It's called Mexican spaghetti. I feel like it's like an abomination to say Mexican spaghetti.
Or elementary school cafeteria food. So
well,
one or the other.
That's what we're doing tonight. He said Mexican spaghetti. I Googled it and immediately there were so many results. It is definitely a thing. I just hadn't heard about it before. It's kind of it's a wild ride, but I think it's gonna be good because it incorporates a lot of good things. Who doesn't want a spaghetti taco, right? It's not spaghetti tacos.
Fusion.
It's fusion, exactly.
Fusing.
Exactly. That's what I'm gonna work on. It looks like it's a super simple recipe. I'm gonna try not to die in the process. I'm like fading out. I don't know what's going on with me. Well, I do know what's going on with me.
No idea.
But, but we're gonna make this recipe happen. Hopefully it's good.
It's gonna be good. All the good stuff in it. Corn.
Corn. All Grant's favorites. Corn.
Canned corn.
Taco meat.
Taco meat. Cheese.
Here we go. Miss Toonie Bean is very interested. I know what it is. She hears the cheese bag. Ready? Take you back to elementary school?
Time for a taste test. Very good. Delicious.
Is it all you dreamed of?
It is, yeah.
Does it take you right back?
Takes me back. Oh boy.
I think I like it.
You hear that, guys? She likes it.
It made a lot.
Yeah.
I served like way too much, but we still have a lot of leftovers. This is pretty good. It's crazy, you know? It definitely feels like kids' food. It's got like corn in it. I think a kid,
It's got corn kernels.
a kid made up this recipe.
For sure.
But it's good, no regrets. And it was so easy. And I'm feeling a lot better already. Okay, we're gonna eat. All right, it's the end of the night. We just watched a couple more episodes of Killing Eve. We've been getting through that show so quickly. I think we're on the last season already, but it's really interesting. And right now I am just so exhausted, ready to wash my makeup off and get in bed. This last week went by so fast and so slow at the same time. I think it's gonna feel really good to get back to normal. And that video, the advice video, will be out on Thursday, so keep an eye out for that, especially if you wrote in. I hope you guys are all good from the horrible weather if you're in Texas or if you're in other states who are affected. I'm wishing you the best. I got so many messages from so many people through the week telling me that they didn't have power for days. It is just so scary, and I hope you guys are all recovering well. I hope you guys are good. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks. I love you. Bye.